A white man came on live TV just to embarrass himself, because as far as I'm concerned, that is a typical embarrassment. Let it make sense to me that a protest actually happened, and the only thing you're looking out for is the pictures of, oh my God, where are the black people? Why are the black people not here? Is that what you're supposed to be discussing on live TV? Is that what you should be talking about in live TV? I don't understand these people. Why is it that these people literally do not read their scripts before coming out to say something that they're not supposed to say, before coming out to commit a lot of blunder on live show? I want you guys to watch this video and give me your honest opinion. Because I hardly see a black man go on a live TV to go just say something that he's not supposed to say. But you literally see these white people, I don't know if they don't read their scripts. Please, you people should be giving them scripts. Let them read their scripts before coming out to say something. And they can just go to live TV and start saying what they're not supposed to. I didn't see the black people in the present. What were you looking out for in the picture? Okay, you're planning that, okay, black people should come out so that people will not say, oh, black people are the one creating the chaos. Anyways, welcome back to my channel. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And with that being said, let's dive right into this video.
That is basically a valid point to make about the whole King thing. Here's a question that I saw, did not realize until it hit the news a lot, was that it was very white. What do you make of that? That the guy in Baltimore, the paper there said, we struggled to, our photographer, to find a picture of black people in this march. I'm okay with that. I didn't go, and I feel like, well, you talk.
Well, we had a meeting.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
And let's just say it didn't go too well for white folks, that's all.
Initially, I wasn't going to say shit about this. I wasn't going to say anything about the lack of melanin at these protests, specifically talking about the No Kings protest. But fuck it, here's my take. In the event that you have no idea what I'm talking about, a clip from Bill Maher's talk show actually resurfaced, showing the talk show host expressing his concerns over the lack of melanated bodies at these protests. In the clip, Bill Maher actually states that he noticed a strange presence, that it was strange, the absence of black people at the No Kings protest. And then he even spoke about how photographers were literally stating how they were struggling to find black people, that they could not spot black people within the crowd. Why are you looking for black people? Why are you looking for us? Especially considering we have not been outside since the ending of November 2024. Or have you not been paying attention? We said we wasn't going outside. We said we weren't fighting. So why are you looking for us? That right there is the reason why I'm so happy that black people collectively have come to the conclusion, we're going to sit this one out. This is not our fight. Because we knew that you were looking for us. We knew that you were plotting. You were plotting on us. Photographers for media source outlets literally stating, they're expressing how they found it challenging to be able to capture a black person on film at these protests. It makes me feel like there's some type of quota that they have to meet. Some type of quota of how many black faces they're able to capture so that they're able to use it for their narrative. Now all I really want to know is who's going to be the new scapegoat? Because you can't use my face anymore. You can't use my face. So who's the new problematic group in America? Who's the new violent group in America? Who's the new group that's always causing civil unrest in America? Who? Whose face are y'all going to use to try to make it seem like these protests for civil rights are violent? Who are you going to use to be able to spin that narrative? Whose blood will you shed? Whose life will you claim and be able to get away with it? Who? Because right now, y'all got a whole lot to fight for. Y'all got a whole lot to protest, to scream, to burn shit down for. But you don't want to fight the government. Y'all don't want to fight the government. You want to fight black people. You don't want to fight the Republicans or the Democrats. You want to fight black people. You don't want to fight for your rights. You don't want to fight for your lives. You want to fight black people. Get somebody else to do it.
Good morning. So nothing fancy this morning. I just wanted to hop up here and talk about the No Kings protest. So before you start gaslighting Black Americans about why they are not going to be outside protesting with you, just know that we are standing in solidarity with you. Just know that we are there with you in spirit, but we cannot physically be out on the front lines because they will be using us as target practice. I'm sure that you're well of your privilege, and I need you to use it immediately. For the longest time, Black voices and Black bodies have been the backbone of resistance in this country, to the point where I don't even know if you know how to resist without Black bodies and Black voices. And unfortunately, it's no longer our turn, because we showed up in November in 20 Black Suburbans like Sunday service, and we feel like we did our part. So to the Latinos, the Anglo-Saxons, the Asians who don't never say shit, they don't never protest nothing, to all the communities that have silently benefited from the labor of Black resistance, it's go time. It's your turn. It's no longer our turn right now.
The No Kings protest predominantly consisted of white Democrats because for the first time in a long time, Democrats are likely going to have to face the consequences of their weak on crime policies and their ridiculous education policies. They are deathly afraid that the Trump administration is going to expose them for the grifters that they are, as they have tried to impose failing policies concentrated in our predominantly Black communities. And that's why the Black people are not signing on board, because they are actually saying, wait, common sense policies are actually good for our communities. And I kind of like the fact that my kids can go out and walk, in the twilight hours and not worry about dodging bullets. Who said that? Who's there? Show yourself.
This is my political rant for the day. So I'm pulling up to the gym and I see the No Kings protest happening again for the second time. And here are my thoughts on it. I've slowed down to kind of read their signs. They're in rabbit costumes. They're, someone was holding an American flag, which shocked the hell out of me because, the left has decided that if you are patriotic or you love your country, that you are somehow a far right extremist. I don't even know where that came from. Somebody had an American flag, so that's promising. However, the signs were like, no dictator, protect the democracy. A couple notes on that. Donald Trump was elected president by the majority of the American people, right? So he won the popular vote, the House, the Senate, in every single swing state. So I could see if this protest was like prior to the election, but the election is done. It's done. Like, if you believe in the democratic process, you would just say, I don't like Trump, but you know what? It is what it is, because that's what the people voted for. But you're protesting that while saying you want to protect the democracy. It's kind of crazy. And then also, if this were a dictatorship, if Donald Trump were a dictator, none of you would be allowed to protest. You do realize that dictators, you cannot protest a dictator. You would be unalived. Okay? So even the premise and the title, you are not allowed to do all this and protest your king. Okay? In this manner also. If you had like a tyrannical king. So the hyperbole is kind of getting old, for me at least. Also, there were quite a few like Democratic candidates who were in the presidential race that I thought were promising. I can't remember this guy's name, but he was really sharp and smart. And I was like, he's going to be a breath of fresh air to the Democratic Party. The Democrats decided to perform a coup against Joe Biden and insert Kamala Harris, which is a real threat to the democratic process. And yet there were no protests. There were no one was upset. Largely people on the left were just like, yay, we have Kamala. Let's vote for her. I'm like, do you guys realize they just robbed you of your choice? They literally thwarted the entire democratic process. There should have been a protest for that. But there was crickets. So it's like the contradictions are what makes logical, rational people just look at it like, you guys don't have, there's no real leadership. There's no real message. It's just a bunch of emotions. And I'm glad like that. The way I vote is very moderate. I'm a conservative, but I vote very moderately in the sense that my ballot, there's some D's, there's some R's across the board, because I'm looking at, okay, I think this person, this policy, this Democrat is really good on here on, on environmental issues. I like the Democratic candidate for this. On fiscal policy, I like this Republican. That's how we're supposed to vote as American citizens. We're not supposed to have this like party loyalty, because it's we the people, and then we elect the people that we think are going to get the job done and have a track record of doing the job. This whole voting D, voting all R is how we got in this situation in the first place. And, the Democratic Party is losing voters en masse. They lost 3 million voters this year alone. Okay. And it's not just like losing voters. They're losing voters who are then registering as Republican. Every voter that they lost went and registered as a Republican. And I thought that the Democratic Party was going to use this to be like, hey guys, how do we make ourselves better? Let's go back to the drawing board and figure out what we're doing wrong. No, they're doubling down. They're like, we're going to get more aggressive. We're going to, what they say, fight harder, which just means get louder, get more aggressive, protest more. I'm like, this does not work for you guys. You guys you're not using your logic. Okay. So they just need to make sure they don't block me from coming out of the gym because I have places to go. But I mean, come on. What exactly are you seeking to gain from this instead of going back to the drawing board and figuring out how to enact some real change and maybe protest the party for their lack of leadership? But it's like this blind loyalty to the party, no matter what they do, I think is just insanity. And this beautiful Saturday, they are outside with rabbit costumes on, talking about a dictatorship. It's a lot.
I think that this is the first time in history that white people are actually getting to experience their politics in office. What do I mean by that? I mean that this is the first time that white people are getting exactly what they voted for without any checks, any balances, and even more importantly, without Black people advocating for Black people's rights in a way that benefits white people, without disabled people advocating for disabled people's rights in a way that benefits disabled people, without gay people advocating for gay people's rights, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You get the point. And so what I find really interesting is that SNAP benefits are set to expire on November 1st, but these red states, like here in Louisiana, are somehow declaring a state of emergency in order to set aside money for SNAP benefits to be funded by the state for the month of November. And I just want you to know that this is a way to continue to protect white people from the thing that they actually voted for, so that they won't make the connection between their suffering and the actual cause of it, which is capitalism.
You know, Bill Maher got on Beyonce's internet and said, where were the Black people at the No Kings protests? Okay, and my response to that was, how you ain't get the memo? Okay, Black people haven't been keeping it a secret that not only were we disappointed, but we have decided that we are no longer putting our bodies on the line to be sacrificed to move this country forward. Somebody else got to do it. Okay? And some people, some demographics may not feel as though that's right. Okay, but we did the work before the election and after the election. Okay, and to be honest with you, if there is a block of people, if there's a community in this country known for pushing the needle forward, dragging the needle forward, sacrificing our children, our bodies, our jobs, okay, our health and safety, it has always been my community. Okay, so where were we? We were in the arms of safety, baby. Well, we gonna stay, because Black people told you what was coming. Okay, because we've seen this shuck and jive before. We told you what was coming. Okay, if you want to know where we are and where we are now, we at home preparing for what's about to hit this whole country. Okay, because we told you and you didn't listen. Okay? Thoughts and prayers.
Bill Maher made a point to say that he spoke to photographers that attended the No Kings Day protests. And these photographers said to him that they really struggled to find pictures of Black people in attendance. Why is that? Why are photographers looking for Black people to be in attendance at the No Kings Day protests? Folks, we've known what this has been about. We've known what all of this has been about since Election Day. We all knew what time it was. And we knew that stepping back and allowing the rest of the country to fight this battle was the right decision. Because if you read Project 2025, if you read any piece of Project 2025, you knew they were looking to come after our community. And while so many other communities are proving to be collateral damage right now, they are also suffering at the hands of these people right now. Their goal, their end game, the last infinity stone to what they need to accomplish relies on the presence of black people. It hasn't even been a year since that election took place. And now you literally have someone like Bill Maher on his show speaking to someone like Michael Steele on HBO about the fact that can't nobody find us. Folks, if you have any knowledge of media, especially in America, especially at the highest levels of media, that means this conversation is happening in the boardrooms of some of the most powerful people on the planet. A lot of the people that probably have their hands in what's going on with this government are clearly looking for any way to get black people involved. But we haven't, and it actually confuses them. They're holding case studies on live television, trying to figure out what it's going to take to get us into this fight. Anyone who doubted that we made the right decision should be paying attention to that conversation, because I believe it highlights that we are connected to something very spiritual that they want access to. They've wanted access to it for a long time. They need it right now, and they cannot get it.
It's interesting that the media is talking about the absence of black people at the No King's Day protest. I find that really interesting, absolutely. It's Bill Maher who is talking about how there was an absence of black people at these No King's Day protests, and also photographers that were saying, oh, it was kind of hard to find any black people in these protests, like it was kind of a hard feat. Why is that the focus? Why, as a photographer, are you going to these protests and basically just looking for black people? It's almost as if literally everyone was just looking for black people to be there. Everyone was just waiting for black people to be there. There must have been someone like counting to see how many black people were going to show up to these protests. And it also makes me think, like, did the government think that there were going to be more black people showing out in this No King's Day protest rather than the first one? And so, like, now they're outright talking about it and like, oh, well, we didn't really see any black people there. It's like, why is that the topic of discussion? Why is that the topic of discussion when that's not even necessarily what the protest was about? Like, maybe that is a part of the protest, but, like, that's not the general idea. The general idea is no kings, which is currently what's going on with the current administration here in America. So why is it, like, now in the mainstream media being talked about how black people just weren't there? There was a lack of black people at these protests. Why is that the conversation? Why is it always about black people? Like, this clearly must be about black people. It must have been about gauging the amount of black people that would come out and cause a scene or cause a riot or do whatever they thought was going to happen, like, and it just didn't happen. And so now they're in the media talking about, oh, there just wasn't that many black people. Us photographers couldn't find any black people to take pictures of. It's like, why is that your main goal? Why is that what everyone cared about in these protests? That's how you know something's incorrect. And also, like, the power that black people hold. Because genuinely, it's the topic of discussion for every discussion. Where are the black people at? Something about black people. Black people always being brought up. It's just so interesting to see. Not surprising, but interesting.
Y'all saw they was looking for us out at the No Kings March and they couldn't find us. Bill Maher talking about, oh yeah, the Baltimore newspaper said that they photographers was searching for black people in the crowd and they couldn't find them. They was looking for us, child. And the reason why they was looking for us is because they want us to be the face. They wanted to take a picture of us to put on the front page of the newspaper when they wrote that story. They want us to be the face of everything that's wrong with this country. And that's the reason why I need y'all, November 1st, if they cut SNAP like they say they're going to, I need y'all to not come on here and talk about how not having SNAP benefits is affecting you. I need you to not give no interviews to no newspapers. Do not be the face of the SNAP benefits. Do not let them use us, black women especially, as the poster child for SNAP benefits. Don't come on here talking about how you hungry, how your kids is hungry. No. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, DM me if you must. If you get the urge to come on here and talk about how hungry you are, DM me and we'll figure something out. Because no, I just like we not the face of they little marches and all that type of stuff. I don't need us to be the face of this. We need to change the narrative. And the only way for us to do that is to keep our mouth shut.
Oh, God. Why are you looking for us? Why? Your job as a photographer is not just to go and snap everybody that you are seeing there. Why are you struggling to see black people? Is there anything that you guys actually planned to carry it out before it did not work out for you guys? Are you guys literally plotting something before we decided that we are not going out? Updates. We have literally stopped going out since November 2024 last year. Where we say, you see this particular fight, it is your fight. You voted for him. You put the orange man there. So do you think we are going to come out in max and say, yes, let's go there. Let's impeach him. Let's let him go. Every single thing you want to do should be your fight. It should not be black people's fight. And for you to open up a show, the annoying part of everything about this show is that you did not go. You did not attend the No King protest. But you have the right to say that where are the black folks? We were eating. Some of us were dancing. Some of us were answering calls. Some of us were literally sleeping. Some of us were taking our shower. Some of us were taking care of our husbands. Some of us were taking care of our children. In fact, some of us literally have to go to our store, to open our store, to make sure everything works out. Some of us were doing house chores. We're doing a lot of things that kept us busy that we did not really show up. And I love what that black man said. He said we were in the meeting. What a right answer to give to the right person. Because at the end of the day, you actually wanted to know why the black folks did not come out. And the black folks literally gave you the answer why they did not come out. So stop asking. Whenever any other thing is happening or whenever any other thing is going on, just know that black folks has literally decided to mind their business. And I'm happy for the collective effort that a lot of black folks are actually putting into consideration right now to make it know that, yes, we are standing with ourselves. Because a lot of you people have concluded that the only people that have disagreements in the community are black folks. So now it is shocking you people that the same people that have disagreements are now having agreements. So photographers that are crying, that are struggling to see black people in the picture, I'm happy you did not find any. I'm happy you're whooping each other's ass, because anything you guys would have planned that day, it would have been massively leashed on your people. Updates. Black folks are no longer going outside. They are sitting one place. If you are protesting, protest alone. If you are fighting, fight alone. If you're saying you want to bring down your oga patapata on the top, do it alone. It is not our business. It can never be our business. It will not continue to be our business. Our business is taking care of what belongs to us, our community, enjoying life and moving on till when you people's orange man is done with you guys. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you have not subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. And yes, with no further ado, like I say in my videos, I'm going to be Simba, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.